A push to spend more money on traffic safety.
We are on pace for another record year of injuries, fatalities, collisions.
How far will $6 million go in Calgary neighborhoods? Plus, Ottawa expected to ban social media for children under 16.
This is a huge victory for Canada's 8 million children.
Will the move to protect kids even work?
I feel like them banning it just motivates kids to lie about their age online.
And as Banff and Canmore overflow, Cochrane is soaking up the extra tourists.
But once they get here, they realize they found a hidden gem and a really great base.
The beauty of the Rockies at about half the cost.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. We begin with breaking news tonight. 2 paramedics and the patient they were caring for are seriously injured after a crash on a rural highway northeast of Calgary. Their ambulance collided with a farm sprayer at about 1 o'clock this afternoon. It happened near the intersection of Highway 9 and Range Road 254 just east of Bicycle. RCMP say the ambulance had its emergency equipment activated. The patient from the ambulance was airlifted to hospital by STARS in critical condition. The 2 EMS workers were transported by another ground ambulance. They both have serious injuries, but they are in stable condition. Police say 1 paramedic was driving the ambulance while the other was tending to the patient. No injuries are reported to the farm equipment operator. Highway 9 is closed until further notice, while RCMP and Occupational Health and Safety investigate. Calgary police worry we may be on track for an even worse year on city roads than last year. Now, councillors will debate more spending to try and slow traffic down and prevent crashes from happening. Jordan Canagan joins us from City Hall tonight. So, Jordan, what exactly is being proposed?
Well, Tara, some councillors say that the city just isn't doing enough to protect both pedestrians and drivers on the road, and they want to see more money spent to try to improve traffic safety. And what will be debated is an additional $6 million in funding to try to spread out some traffic calming measures right across the city. It was a motion that was brought forth by Councillor Nathaniel Schmidt, and he says more needs to be done to prevent collisions from happening. He wants to see each and every ward in the city test out more flashing crosswalk signs, speed humps, and more. If passed, officials will look for hot spots to test out those traffic tools in problem areas. Police say we're on track to surpass last year's fatal collision total, which was the highest amount in more than a decade in Calgary. The city so far has had 12 fatal collisions on its roads in 2026. Half of those deaths have been pedestrians who were hit and killed by a vehicle.
I think the numbers speak for themselves. We are on pace for another record year of injuries, fatalities, collisions. This is the type of thing that is, in my view, almost entirely preventable if we do the work, and this helps us start to do that work.
Now, Calgary police also say that the city is just growing too quickly. There are more vehicles on the roads now than our road infrastructure can handle, and more data will be coming to City Hall tomorrow showing just how bad last year was on the city's roads. A report will show that Calgary has a higher per capita rate of major injury and fatal collisions on its roads than compared to similar cities such as Edmonton and Toronto. Tara?
Okay, Jordan, thank you. Calgary's mayor says there may be further changes to the Green Line transit project downtown. This is after a report to council showed 83% of businesses and property owners along the proposed elevated train line were against the plan. However, 65% of Calgarians overall support an elevated line in order to get that LRT line running. Calgary's mayor says the province is now willing to make adjustments to the downtown portion of the line. He believes the project fits into the provincial master rail strategy that was released last week.
It's no surprise to folks that this elevated option isn't working for Calgarian residents, and I think it shows some humility and also leadership from the provincial government to be willing to give us some flexibility to stick the landing on ultimately what comes.
So far, more than $1.7 billion has been spent on the LRT line. The Green Line team will be back at City Hall later this month to share how an elevated line will impact property values. A woman who died while hiking in K Country is being remembered for her passion and her ability to inspire others. Katie Heaven died on Saturday. The 47-year-old from Airdrie was with a group hiking the east ridge of Mount Bryant when a rock separated from the peak and she fell. Emergency crews responded, including the RCMP, paramedics and stars. Her friend Kelly Ellingson said of Heaven, the mountains were her sanctuary. A proposed federal ban on social media use for children under 16 is drawing strong reactions across Alberta tonight. Supporters call it essential for the protection of kids, while some critics warn it could go too far. Mark Villani has more on how Calgarians are responding to the idea and the impact these changes could have.
It's been more than 1,700 days, or roughly 4 years in the life of a child, since Canada's federal government pledged to put a ban on social media for kids under 16.
It is long overdue.
But Ottawa says that wait is over, with plans to introduce new legislation on Wednesday.
The government will be taking steps to protect people's data, their privacy, and their children. So that is the focus of this government.
It comes as advocates sound the alarm over exposure to digital harm online, including the advent of AI chatbots influencing dangerous behavior.
As many as 1 in 4 kids experiencing cyberbullying within the past year. Sextortion rates have risen rapidly.
In Calgary, students like Evan Gu are supportive of the idea.
Quite necessary, I would say, because I personally have seen like super inappropriate images or even videos on Facebook.
And while some say they recognize the risks, teens are still critical of how such a ban could be enforced in the first place.
I feel like them banning it just motivates kids to lie about their age online instead of being responsible.
I think it is a smart idea, but I also think it ultimately comes down to the parenting and them having their controls rather than a ban itself.
Social media was how I stayed in contact with my friends, and I feel like it's like helped me, create those relationships.
But some parents say old-fashioned communication needs to come back.
It's quite important for kids to engage in just in day-to-day things rather than just placing them in front of a screen.
In the meantime, Alberta's government says we believe government policy should focus on empowering parents and ensuring they have the tools they need to protect their children. But the opposition NDP says all youth deserve to be protected in digital spaces, and there is growing evidence and concern about the harm young people are facing online.
This time of impunity for tech companies is over, that we will not allow this to happen.
Facebook, TikTok, and Google did not respond to requests for comment. Meanwhile, Calgary police say a complete ban won't be a complete fix.
So parents and guardians should understand how different apps work, who people can talk to online, what the privacy settings are.
And Mark is at Sir Winston Churchill School tonight. Mark, this pending legislation expects to come with plenty of debate once it gets tabled.
Yeah, that's right, Sarah. There are still plenty of questions as well from the federal Conservatives as well as Alberta's government. So wondering exactly how something like this could be enforced or what kind of restrictions could be put in place to ensure someone's age could be proven online for a social media ban. Now, Calgary Police says it's also awaiting more details from Ottawa on this legislation. But in the meantime, really encouraging parents to use this as an opportunity to have those meaningful and important educational conversations with their kids. This also includes using tools. Parents can do things like set restrictions, put in child lock settings, screen limits, as well as content filters to protect those that are using social media. Tara.
Okay, Mark, thank you. A pro-separation billboard set up in the town of Taber has been ordered to be removed. The electronic sign off Highway 3 has a display saying, "Send Ottawa a message, choose Alberta." The billboard is privately owned and operated on town land. The man who paid for it says the town told him there have been complaints and he was told it has to go.
It appears that they're taking a side in a campaign, and it's actually very problematic. It would be like a level of government interfering with an elections candidate if they were trying to advertise within their jurisdiction. It's actually much more serious than some people may realize.
The sign has to come down by the end of the week. We reached out to the town of Taber, who said it had nothing more to add from their statement last week, that sign is privately owned and operated on leased town property. Corb Lund's anti-coal mining petition will be delivered to Elections Alberta tomorrow to be verified. But Lund says the Water Not Coal campaign has surpassed the 178,000 signatures needed.
Eastern slopes of the Rockies is a very sensitive ecological area, but more importantly, it's an economic driver for agriculture because all of our water comes from there. And Southern Alberta is in a 6-7 year drought.
Over 3,000 people helped canvass for the petition. Once the signatures are approved, the legislature would then need to consider a law banning new coal projects on the eastern slopes or put it to a referendum. Lund believes Albertans would support a coal ban if that question does make it onto the fall ballot. The Global Energy Show kicked off in our city today with thousands downtown to discuss sector growth, the changing industry, and of course, a new pipeline to the West Coast. The Federal Natural Resources Minister says there's movement on the MOU with Alberta, but some other key event speakers say not so fast. Tim Brooke explains.
Thousands were on hand Tuesday for day one of the 3-day Global Energy Show. It's a full schedule, but one topic still rose above the rest.
We are now charting a path forward on other elements of the MOU. The Pathways Project, and yes, a 1 million barrel per day new pipeline for access to Asian markets.
It's just 3 weeks until Alberta's pipeline application is due with the Major Projects Office. Last week, 5 potential routes were leaked, but beyond that, details on the proposal are still limited. Alberta's premier is confident she'll have one route ready to go by the deadline.
When you look at the MOU, there were specific dates that were put in there to give that indicator to industry that the federal government and Alberta are committed to renewing the relationship and to working together.
But one event speaker in particular is sick of the subject.
At a certain point, there's not much to say. It's for, the proponents when they exist. And for Alberta and for Canada to address some of these questions, then we can respond to it.
BC's energy minister appeared alongside Alberta's energy minister. The former won't tell us if they discussed the pipeline, and the latter ducked all media questions. So Adrian Dix says his government is focused on other things, like the already in development Trans Mountain expansion.
We're very much involved with that because it's an actual project, and there's a proponent.
Danielle Smith told attendees she wants to try to address concerns that BC has with the pipeline and that she can maybe strike a financially appealing deal. But if that doesn't work...
The federal government has a number of levers that can be persuasive. Ultimately, they are the decision maker.
And Tim joins us from the Global Energy Show tonight. Tim, that annual event is expected to draw about 30,000 attendees.
Tara, event organizers tell us it should actually bring in about $70 million in economic impact here to our city over just the 3 days that it's being hosted. Now, a big reason for that, likely a little bit of an uptick in the number of overseas attendees this year. If you ask the provincial government, they'll tell you it's because there's just so much international instability in the market right now. And so a lot of people are coming and looking to Alberta to see exactly what we can offer when it comes to energy.
Interesting. Okay, Tim, thank you. A huge sinkhole continues to grow in Coach Hill, leaving a giant problem for people in that southwest neighborhood. 2 weeks ago, a water main break flooded the area and damaged the road. Residents were without water for 6 days, and since then, the sinkhole has doubled in size. They also say the city has warned that the entire cul-de-sac may need to be closed because crews think more of the area may cave in.
The hole is getting bigger and bigger, and there doesn't seem to be a fix for it, so it's very frustrating for us.
Right now, we can't even park at our garages right now or our driveways because of all of the lines that they have, that they rerouted all the water into our house. You cannot drive over those things.
The city says progress was slower than expected because the water line is near other utilities in a low-lying area which collects water. A larger crew is now on scene and expects to finish repairs this week, and then they'll fix the road. Well, it was a pretty nice day in Calgary today. Danielle joins us now, but what about our evening ahead?
Well, earlier today, the clouds increased. We had a couple isolated showers, but at this point, the showers are becoming more frequent, and there's even some thunderstorms bubbling up, non-severe. We have one just entering the northwest end right now. These are tracking off to the east. We also have a cell that's developed just to the north of Milo, and that one is tracking east. These are non-severe, but lightning and a decent downpour and potential potentially even some very small pea-sized hail is possible. Thunderstorms, showers possible for the next few hours, and then we're looking at that more consistent, widespread, heavy rainfall kicking in tonight and through tomorrow. Also a cooler day, 14 as a high with winds gusting out of the north, so it's a cold wind, 50 kilometers per hour. More details on this coming up, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Calgary police captured an adorable suspect in a Northwest community. They even posed for a photo after collaring a lamb. It was spotted in the community of Panorama Hills on Monday. It's not even clear where it came from. The lamb is now in a foster home outside the city while police wait for the owner to come forward. An Air Canada captain is accused of flying for years without a proper license. Just ahead, the gaps in the system that may have let it go unnoticed. And getting closer to the mountains without the sky-high prices, how Cochrane is stealing some tourist dollars. When you fly, you trust that the pilot taking your life into their hands has all the proper credentials to get you to your destination safely. But what if they don't? Police in Ontario say a former Air Canada pilot used a fake license to misrepresent his qualifications for decades, logging more than 900 domestic and international flights. John Woodward has more on how the former captain stayed under the radar for so long.
This investigation and the details surrounding it read like a movie script.
But police say this fraud was very real. An Air Canada pilot flying for decades, captaining planes full of passengers like 767s and 777s that he wasn't licensed to do.
During that time, he captained over 900 domestic flights, earning millions of dollars in salary for those captaining flights, but also flew tens of thousands of passengers.
Charged with fraud and forgery is Jeff Wall, who a posted biography with Ontario's Georgian College says once flew with Canada's Armed Forces and helped connect future pilots with careers as a part-time employee.
Canadian airlines are safe.
That's video of Wall in 2015 sitting down for an interview on CTV's Canada AM. He was the chair of the Air Canada Pilots Association. During the period, Peel police say he wasn't licensed. Air Canada said in a statement, despite the licensing problem, he was competent to fly, saying safety was not compromised by this incident because all pilots at Air Canada undergo mandatory recurrent training every 6 months to validate their flying competency.
I'm going to show you this. This is mine, actually.
CTV aviation expert Phil Dirty said every year or more a pilot has to show his license to what's called a check pilot, a person working for Transport Canada. But there's apparently no cross-referencing that with government databases.
So, you're taking it at face value, but when the medical is done, then it should be checked there. And then also with the database at Transport Canada, it should also be checked at that point as well.
Police say it was a regular check in March of 2025 that finally flagged the license. Air Canada called in Transport Canada, which reviewed the situation, and then they called the police. Police allege that Wall made a false police report to them to cover his tracks. Wall hasn't responded to messages from CTV News. He's considered innocent until proven guilty and did have a lower standard of pilot's license. John Woodward, CTV News, Mississauga.
The town of Cochrane is finding its place in the tourism industry. The Cochrane Tourism Association says it's seen a significant increase in both Canadian and international visitors lately. As Tyler Barrow explains, its proximity to the mountains helps, but it has its own jewels to offer too.
Jessica Pelkey and her family of 5 stayed Monday night in Cochrane.
The price point was right. The specific hotel offered things for kids.
The family is heading into Banff for the day.
We're going to drive through it. We do want to see it. It is one of our stopping points, but to stay there, the price is almost double.
The price point in Banff is a benefit for Cochrane. Since 2023, the town has seen a 20% increase in Canadian overnight stays and an over 40% increase in international overnight visitors. For many, it's the smart option.
You can stay a little bit longer and do a little bit more and have a different Alberta itinerary than you might if you were just staying in the Canadian Rockies.
Looking at a hotel room for the weekend of August 14th to 16th, the cheapest option in Banff is over $1,200 total for the 2 nights. Cameron area, more than $900, while for under $650, you can stay at the Super 8 in Cochrane. And as Banff and Lake Louise anticipate another busy season, its tourism association is working with regional partners like Cochrane.
If the demand continues to grow, visitors are looking for other places in summer.
While capitalizing on affordability in Cochrane and visiting the Rockies might be an attraction for many, their tourism association says it has a lot to offer visitors who choose to explore the area.
You can go rafting with Kelsey's Caravan Adventures or take a horseback ride with Saddle Peak Rides.
Here at the Fence and Host restaurant in downtown Cochrane, owner Chris Hartman has noticed the uptick in visitors from overseas.
Trying to capitalize on more of the time they're spending in the area.
Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Cochrane.
Banff and Lake Louise Tourism expects the area to be busy again this year with the Canada Strong Pass kicking in June 19th. Residents have moved into the first of more than 200 affordable townhomes in a southeast neighborhood. Officials say the first 10 homes in the Heights are complete and residents have started moving in. The project is being built on the site of a former school in the Radisson Heights neighborhood with prices starting at just under $200,000. The development will include a green space and has close access to many amenities.
So it's really important to put housing where amenities are existing already. And this is near the Max BRT. This is minutes from downtown. You've got a great culinary scene down on 17th Avenue. So there already exists quite a lot of a draw in this area.
Construction continues for the 200 remaining units, which will go on sale through the end of 2027. The project is being led by Attainable Homes Calgary, an organization created by the city to help moderate-income Calgarians attain home ownership.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
Bring Danielle back in now. A little bit of rain heading our way.
Yeah, so, yesterday was really bright. We called it the Goldilocks day because temperatures were where they should be and we had a lot of sunshine. Today, a little more cloud cover, some isolated showers, but we still held on to the 20s today. Tomorrow, we're not holding on to any sunshine or the 20s because it will be a cooler, windier, gloomy type day. And it really all starts to kick in right now. 19 is the temperature at the moment in Calgary, 23 in Brooks and Medicine Hat, 19 in Lethbridge. So we're already cooling down for the day. And we're also cooling down in a lot of communities because we're starting to get these pockets of showers and the winds are starting to pick up as well. All right, 57 was the max gust today in Lethbridge as well as Pincher Creek. We're looking at 50 kilometer per hour gusts, even up to 60 Lethbridge to Pincher Creek for tomorrow. Calgary 50 kilometer per hour gusts. The difference is these gusts will be out of the north for tomorrow, not out of the west and southwest like today. So that's a colder wind. And when you add the rain, well, that makes for it won't be as pleasant tomorrow to be outdoors. Let's put it that way. Here's a look at radar and satellite, and you can already see the thunderstorm activity that is kicked in on the BC side, also on our side of the Rockies. And just to zoom in here, this is a non-severe storm that's tracking through right now in the northwest end. It may be producing some small pea-size hail, so not damaging hail, but it may be having a little pocket. It could develop into that. We also have a decent downpour with this, and of course, as you can see, some lightning. There is Stout that's starting to gain some steam as it tracks north of Milo. So we have a bit of a busy evening here because these thunderstorms are possible until about 10 o'clock tonight. Then as we get through the overnight hours, look at this. This rain will become more widespread, intensify, so heavy, consistent rainfall in most communities, Calgary included in that. This is why we're going to pick up some decent totals from this. Then it slumps down to the south, but we'll still see it all along QE2, Highway 2. Where we're looking at mainly the bullseye area where we should see the most amount of rain is really from Lethbridge over to Strathmore and areas east of Highway 2. And I'll show you that in the rainfall map in just a second here. Then late day thunderstorms are possible, especially around those supper hours. All right, when we look at how much we could get, about 10 millimeters is possible in Calgary and many communities along Highway 2. But just to the east of Highway 2, Lethbridge up to Strathmore, Lomond, Enchant, 20 to 30 millimeters is possible with this. All right, so for Calgary, 5 millimeters tonight, another 5 millimeters tomorrow. Embedded thunderstorms possible, just a high of 14 and a windy day. 18 for Thursday, we'll see some peaks of sunshine, but also isolated showers and some thunderstorm activity. That's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast.
Praxis Health hosted a free wellness event today at the Chinese Cultural Center. It's called Stronger Together, and it's specifically designed to help newcomer families navigate the Canadian healthcare system, which can be a major challenge for many new residents. Over a dozen local health organizations were sharing resources and guidance. Interpreters were also available.
They don't have like much information about how to access the health services, so that like they may miss opportunities, they may delay diagnosis. And it's important to educate people how they will be able to access the medical services, how to find a family doctor.
Buses were organized to pick people up around the city and bring them to that event. The Calgary Food Bank is recognizing a longtime volunteer after decades of service. Terry Dietz has been volunteering for more than 4 decades, and he is still finding new ways to give back. And the province makes changes to how Albertans, how early they can enjoy a tipple, much earlier in the day. Calgary Stantec employees rolled up their sleeves to donate blood today. The engineering and consulting firm is donating $1 to Canadian Blood Services for every blood and plasma donation across the country this whole month. Only 2% of eligible Canadians currently donate, so every chair filled makes a difference. It's a place that would not run without volunteers. And the Calgary Food Bank said goodbye to one very special volunteer today who's given more than 4 decades of service. Terry Dietz has been featured by CTV News before for his work at the organization. Now he is handing over the reins and enjoying retirement. Tyson Fedor reports.
In 1997, Terry Dietz could be seen here preparing for a food drive as he spent 4 days a week at the Calgary Food Bank volunteering his time.
I like to see a nice meal on the table for these families.
Nearly 30 years later, the honorary mayor of the food bank is saying goodbye, retiring from a job he has held for 42 years.
Started out in an old Safeway store right behind City Hall.
That's where the food bank first began operations. Staff held a retirement party for Dietz, reminiscing about everything he brought to all the staff over his time.
He worked hard, he got the job done, and he actually wasn't afraid of kind of kicking other people in the butt to make sure they were working hard too.
Dietz, who was in his late 60s, says he first saw an advertisement for volunteers with the organization in the paper. He made a call, sat down for an interview, and would never look back.
Keep myself busy because I just don't want to be sitting around at home.
The food bank says it's volunteers like Dietz that help the operation continue running, with 60% of its staff being volunteers.
When we're serving almost 1,000 households a day, that number would almost be cut in half if we didn't have the support of the volunteer community here doing the work that they're doing.
As for his colleagues, they are going to miss him.
Terry was always in a good mood on the line. I worked in distribution and Terry joined us on the line. And he was always positive and upbeat and always had a joke to crack.
Stuff like this is kind of like a big family to me.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
If you'd like to help celebrate Dietz, you can donate to his fundraising campaign honoring 42 years of heart. Money raised will help provide food and hope to Calgarians facing food insecurity. We have a link on our website. A social media trend is changing behaviors in Paris. Parisians are casting a line on the Seine and then trying to outdo each other with their fishtails. We'll explain. Albertans will now be able to get an alcoholic drink as early as 6 a.m. all year round. The province says the change cuts red tape and makes life easier for Alberta businesses. Prior to this, licensed establishments had to get special approval to begin liquor service that early. The Alberta Gaming and Liquor Commission would typically grant it for Stampede, for international sporting events, or maybe cultural celebrations. Service Alberta Minister Dave Nally says business owners were asking for more flexibility. The AGLC says there are already high standards in place for responsible liquor service to support community safety. Closing hours remain unchanged with last call at 2 a.m. Liquor stores are not included in the new rules. Calgary's Andrew Fung has been named celebrity judge for the Stampede Parade. The award-winning comedian, actor, producer, and host will help judge entries in many float, equestrian, and marching band categories. Fung says he's proud to have been born and raised in Northeast Calgary, and it's an absolute honor to be chosen.
I remember as a kid, my mom waking me up bright and early, putting me in my finest denims, and we get a prime spot for the parade. It's a memory that I cherish, and I'm so excited to share with my boys. I want them to see the floats, hear the music, feel the pride and energy.
Fung is known for many TV and film roles, including Kim's Convenience, Run the Burbs, and Big Burger Battle. The parade is Friday, July 3rd, by the way. If you can't make it in person, don't worry, CTV has you covered. Our award-winning live parade broadcast begins at 8:55 a.m. and you can find it on TV and online.
Getting close.
Yep, it's getting close. Well, if you love thrifting or antique shopping, lots of people do, I think you're going to like this find.
What is
it's a bathtub piggy bank.
Oh.
It's vintage. I don't know when it's from. It caught the eye of this shopper for good reason. So you put the coin in the coin holder there, and then her leg pops out of the bath.
Oh, her leg. That's
her leg coming out and dragging it into the bathtub.
And it plays Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
This was found at Where on Earth Antiques in Airdrie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really cool.
That is actually really
Isn't
fun
that really
to go
cute? It's probably from
and
the
find
50s,
these weird things.
Like. Yeah. You always find quirky things.
Yeah.
Well, if Europe is part of your summer travel plans, you can add fishing to the list of things you can do in Paris now. So this is real. Street fishing has become a growing trend in the City of Lights. It started after the Seine was cleaned up ahead of the Olympics, and then it took off on social media. So the trend is all about finding the best fishing holes in the city and then showing off your catch online. And there are actually 38 species of fish living in the river now. There was only 3 in the 70s, so there's a lot of variety to keep people busy.
People love fishing, right? It's relaxing,
yeah, absolutely.
right? You just go
So now that it's not as toxic, you can fish.
Exactly. The river has been cleaned.
Baguette, some cheese, and fish.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
A police officer in the States got caught in a bit of a spinning match with a snapping turtle. So this Georgia officer found himself in an unexpected kind of dance-off here with this guy. He was trying to move it off the road, but it kept spinning in circles and kept snapping at him. So he was finally able to, move quickly and grab it there, relocate it off the road. The other officers helped by laughing at him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just trying to help.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Nobody else got in there to help him.
No.
They just stood and watched and had a good laugh.
Don't want to mess with those snapping turtles.
No, you don't want him coming out your fingers.
Must be interesting to be a police officer too. Like you never know what's happening.
You never know what the call is going to bring.
Yeah. Snapping turtles.
Well, a new bridge connecting Windsor and Detroit is set to open this week, but will trucks actually start moving, or will the White House get in the way? We'll take a look next.
Ooh, Skywatch weather camera. A little different than, a day ago when it was very bright. We did get to 20 degrees today, so we had the warmth today, but certainly unstable as we headed into the afternoon hours. And it's getting more and more unstable as we go here as the system really kicks in. So this system is just starting to redevelop over our side of the Rockies. It's packed with a good amount of moisture, which is why we'll see heavy rain tonight. And we're already kicking off things with some isolated showers and some non-severe thunderstorms. So we have a thunderstorm tracking through the north end right now. It looks like this one's tracking off to the east through Calgary, one near Diamond Valley right now. These are non-severe, but could still come with some smaller size hail. And then we have one that's north of Milo tracking towards Hussar. So it's an active evening, absolutely. The rain will intensify overnight tonight and through tomorrow morning. Gusts out of the north at 40, even 50 kilometers per hour. So rainy, gloomy day for tomorrow with embedded thunderstorms possible as well. This is your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. When we're looking at rainfall amounts, Calgary looking at about 10 millimeters of rain tonight through tomorrow. 25 though for Lethbridge and 28 for Medicine Hat, 20 for Strathmore. So this is kind of that triangle area where that 20 to 30 millimeter mark is possible. All right, for tomorrow, In BC, it's calmer there, except for Fernie, where we're looking at rainfall. 14 in Fernie, but 22 in Kamloops. Edmonton, Rocky Mountain House, Grand Prairie, Red Deer, all impacted by this system for tomorrow. That will also be in southern Alberta. So showers, thunderstorms possible, daytime highs in those lower teens, so a cooler day, and it will be a gusty one with winds out of the north at 50 kilometers per hour.
2 paramedics and a patient in their ambulance have been seriously injured in a highway crash. The ambulance collided with a farm sprayer east of Bicycle on Highway 9 this afternoon. The patient was in critical condition while the paramedics were in serious but stable condition. City Councillor Nathaniel Schmidt is pushing for more spending on traffic safety infrastructure. Councillors will debate a pilot project to spend $6 million more on traffic calming measures and crosswalk lights. And the city will explore alternative alignments for the Green Line Transit project downtown after hearing overwhelming pushback from those living and working along the route. Confirmation today from Prime Minister Mark Carney that the new Gordie Howe Bridge that connects Windsor and Detroit will open at the end of the week with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. But questions remain on whether it will actually be open to traffic. Here's Graham Richardson.
If only the construction complexities of this massive project were the only obstacle. After decades of planning, years of construction, apparently the Gordie Howe Bridge is set to open between Windsor and Michigan.
It's positive news. Obviously, the bridge will be open at the end of the week, and a symbol, but also a fact of cooperations between our countries.
But in 2026, it's just not that simple. After blasting Canada over the bridge in February and threatening to block it because of trade disputes, the White House said despite the ribbon-cutting Friday, the president's position on the Gordie Howe Bridge has not changed. The administration remains committed to securing the best deal for the American people. So some kind of ceremony this week, but no official answer yet on when traffic will actually flow.
Politics is getting weird, and I think that is the technical term these days.
The bridge was paid for by Canada, American workers and materials were used, and it's partially owned by the state of Michigan. There is wide support for it opening on the American side, too.
If there is a better deal to be had by the Americans, I have no idea what that would be.
For those who fought for decades to keep the project going on the Canadian side, there is optimism.
I'm surprised that it's been resolved as quickly as it has, and kudos to Canada and to our American friends the many, many American friends who have long supported this project.
But then again, maybe not.
Well, I hope so. I really hope so that it's going to happen. So let's see what really happens.
So there will be some kind of an opening ceremony on the bridge itself on Friday. One American media outlet is reporting that vehicles will flow starting Monday morning, but that was before that statement today from the White House. So the people of Michigan and Windsor may have to wait a little longer for the strange politics of 2026 to work themselves out. Graham Richardson, CTV News, Ottawa.
The Edmonton Riverboat got beached today. The owner says the boat ran into a sandbar during a mechanical test. He says the bed was changed by high river levels, so that sandbar was unexpected. Several private service boats pulled the Edmonton Queen free. This is the second time the boat has needed help this year. Well, you have to be quick to be a barrel racer, and today some of the fastest faced off in the Stampede qualifiers. Glenn has highlights for us next. A triumphant return for tennis legend Serena Williams today. She paired up with rising Canadian star Victoria Mboko at the Queen's Club Grass Court Tournament, and they won their opening doubles match. Williams praised the 19-year-old Mboko afterwards, saying it felt, quote, so natural to play together. This is Williams' first competitive match in over 4 years. It looks like the Edmonton Oilers are getting close to naming a new head coach. Glenn is back with us, and Glenn, according to reports, it's a controversial choice.
Tara, the Oilers have been looking for a new head coach ever since they fired Chris Knobloch. Now it looks like the Oilers are very serious
about hiring Mike Babcock as their new head coach. According to reports, Babcock has spoken directly with Oilers owner Daryl Cates, and the Oilers are consulting with the NHLPA to see if there are objections that must be resolved before potentially hiring Babcock. Babcock won the Stanley Cup with the Detroit Red Wings in 2007 and 2008, but he comes with a lot of baggage. In 2003, he resigned as coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets before the season began after being accused of invading players' privacy by looking at their phones. Babcock has also coached the Anaheim Ducks and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Carolina is leading Vegas 3-1 in the first period of that game. Vegas leads the series 2-1 in the Stanley Cup final. Last week, it was the breakaway ropers trying to qualify for a spot in the Stampede Rodeo. This week, the barrel racers took center stage at the Nutrient Center at Stampede Park.
Yeah, we're 3 on 3.
It was round 2 of the ladies barrel racing qualifier on Tuesday. And once again, the pressure was on. Hit a barrel and your dreams could be shattered. Heidi Gunderson came all the way from Murdoch, Minnesota to try and earn a spot at the Stampede. She came here with her horse Wonder If I'm Lucky, and she just knew they'd have a good shot at qualifying.
We have this phenomenal horse, and he just wants to win. And if any horse could come here and do what he did today, it's him, and I had all the confidence in the world in him.
In the second round, Gunderson and her horse blistered around the barrels in 16.55 seconds. She won the aggregate and will be back in Calgary for the Stampede Rodeo.
You know, if you've watched rodeo throughout your life, like, this is a dream come true to come to Calgary. And I got here and I took a picture of it to my husband. I said, we're going to Calgary in July, you know, and he said, I have no doubt. And I knew that horse could do it. I knew he could.
In all, there were 67 entries. One of those was Raylan Anderson from Bassano. Yes, getting a spot in Calgary would mean the world to her.
I actually grew up trick riding, and I always wanted to trick ride in this arena. And so kind of retired my trick riding career and took up barrel racing. So I thought, well, I got another kick at the can, and maybe I could ride in that special arena on a barrel horse instead.
Unfortunately, Armstrong and her horse Rambler didn't qualify this year, but she says they'll definitely be back for another crack at it.
He deserves it. He's a super talented athletic horse, and you know, I think he just deserves a shot to be running with the greatest horses out there.
Others to qualify in the aggregate through 2 rounds were Sidney Graham of Abilene, Texas, and Jalen Netherland of Brock, Texas. Another Texas won the shootout. Catherine Asmussen of Laredo will also compete at this year's Stampede.
Thank you, Glenn. We were hearing the rain hammering down on the roof a second ago. Now it's quiet again. Maybe it's already passed through.
Yep.
Fingers crossed.
It's a quick one, but there's more on the way, so don't you worry. Even if you haven't seen any rain yet in your community in Calgary, it's coming. All right, so for tonight, it will be less sporadic and more intense and widespread, and that will carry in through tomorrow as well. So 5 millimeters of rain tonight, another 5 millimeters expected tomorrow with embedded thunderstorms at times tomorrow as well. 14 degrees is the high and a cold wind out of the north, so not your best day outdoors. Not as nice to walk the dogs in that, we'll say. 18 for Thursday, some sunny breaks, but also isolated showers and thunderstorms possible, and then 5 millimeters of rain back on Friday. The good news is it looks like it shapes up for the weekend, becomes more stable, bright, and warmer. Weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. Joanne Oliver sent this in. Look, the barn is smiling.
It's a very happy photo. I love it. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.